Of course, you guys were freaking gambling. Of course. And, you know, look, man, technology, technology, freaking streaming, 2024, new year, new me, new year, new me. You know what I mean? It's a new year, it's new me. My God, give me 1 second here. This is like, I don't know why this always happens, but it's like every single time I try to do something new or add to the stream or do something, it gets all screwed up, man. Like, I was trying to get the Twitch figured out today, like the monetization, and I was like working on that. So I get to the point where I think I've got it all figured out, and then I go to stream I'm not even on Twitch right now. We're not even multi-streaming to Twitch because the thing kept saying like, oh, something's fucking wrong with Twitch, so we can't do that. And I had an option to like just go live, but then I can't fix anything. So I don't know if you guys saw this, like this little 5-second stream popped up because I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just go live. And then it like doesn't give you the opportunity to even put the thumbnail on there or like do all this stuff. It's crazy, dude. So I don't know. Like we got affiliate on Twitch. I will have to figure that out, but it's just like kind of crazy that it seems like no matter what you do, if you're tinkering with the old technology and the old streaming, you're likely to have a lot of headaches and to get frustrated and to screw everything up. So anyways, what is up, everybody? Hope you guys are okay. Hope you guys had a good New Year's. How was New Year's for you guys? That was a great video, by the way. Oh, yeah, dude, of course. Totally. You're welcome. How's it going for you guys in this year of our Lord 2024? Does it feel different? Thank you, Lady Malfoy. I appreciate it. Can I use my Prime sub? Dude, I have no idea. That's what we were trying to figure out. And it was like, yeah, we're not gonna let you do anything that you want to do. And I was like, oh, cool. That's cool. That's always fun. Good times. Good times. All right, hang on. Let me get this going here. You know what? I don't like that. Get this going. Boom. Okay. I guess this will do. Yeah, that'll do. Move this over to there. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of switching some stuff up. Let me get in here. Let me look at the chat. Let me see how you guys are all doing here. How are we doing? It's New Year's Day. It is true. It is New Year's Day. Just hung out at home. Feels the same. Oh, well, there you go. Japan already done for in 2024. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. What the hell happened in Japan? I saw some people talking about it on Twitter, but I was pretty checked out. So, like, last night, right as I was, I was just laying in bed, and right at midnight, I had my tweet ready to go, and I said, Happy New Year, mother truckers, and then I literally closed my phone and like went to sleep. 40 earthquakes? Well, no. That seems less than ideal. That's pretty wild. I haven't seen anything about that. 40 earthquakes? By the way, guys, smizash the like button as you're getting in to celebrate the new year. 40 earthquakes? 2024 seems different already. Is that good or bad? Protect Oda at all costs? Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. How's the weightlifting journey going? Are you and the wife swole yet? We're not exactly swole, but we actually stayed pretty consistent throughout 2023. I'm not exactly where I would want to be, but feel good, like definitely trained throughout the year. It's just you know what it really was? It was the nutrition, the food, and the sleep that really held me back. So I'm looking to kind of fix that in 2024. Hopefully get a little bit better at all that sort of stuff. I listened to a lawyer that lives in Korea, and they said they had a tsunami warning go out. Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty wild. My year was great, and my new year is going to be even better. Well, there you go. They had a magnitude 7 earthquake. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Haven't seen a lot of coverage of it, but I guess everybody's still kind of in holiday mode or whatnot, right? Win some BGG gold. Accomplish some goals this year. Hope you all do too. Thanks, man. That's very nice. That's very positive. Michael Wilson, live action Spider-Boy movie in MCU in 2024. Today, now, yes. What? I don't know what that means, but yes. Tsunami warning cancel. Well, that's good. I eat so many vegetables and drink 80 ounces of water. It helps me make life better. That's pretty wild. 80 ounces of water? I mean, that's a lot of water, bro. I mean, it's probably good for you, but that's a lot of water, man. Earthquakes, I'm shook. Okay. I don't see anything about 40 earthquakes, only one. Maybe 40 small tsunamis. 75. Yeah, maybe it's just one. 40 earthquakes feels like it would be, yeah, 40 earthquakes feels like it would be something we would hear a little bit more about. I don't know. Happy New Year, Nerd Avengers. Road to Deadpool 3 starts today. Yeah, so just so everybody knows, kind of like show notes for today, what we're going to go over. We're going to go over all the stuff in 2024. I've got a list. I got some notes. Want to talk about all the different projects coming out in 2024. Kind of, go over like a best case, worst case scenario for these different projects, and then kind of give my personal prediction for what's going to be happening in 2024. And as I was going through this stuff, man, like the one thing I noticed that was really wild was there's a lot of stuff on this list that's not Marvel, Star Wars, and DC, right? So like, just as a little kind of example of this, the only DC movie coming out this year it's weird to say this year, right? The only one that's coming out this year is The Joker, right? The musical version of The Joker. And then the only Marvel movie coming out this year is Deadpool 3. So right off the bat, you only have 2 big movies for those things, right? Kind of wild. So that just in and of itself kind of shows you that it's not going to be as crazy as it has been in years past. Hang on a second here. I'm just trying to pull that back a little bit. For some reason, it's like really loud. What the fuck? Are you serious, dude? How could that possibly be that my camera... Well, we're starting off the year real good, guys. Real good. Oh, man. Are we killing it in 2024? Let's go. How's that even fucking possible? Wow. Okay. So let's see what we can do about this. Hang on. Okay, hey. Hang on. Oh, Jesus Christ. How is this fucking possible? No! Oh my God. Okay, hang on. I think I have a solution. Hang on. Let me just see something here. What a world, huh? Okay. Hang on. What's this? Let's go. Should we do that maybe? Okay, so hang on now. Okay. God damn it, dude. How is this possible? How is this possible? What has happened? What happened to life? What happened to living free and dying hard? Okay. We've switched the camera. So there's still, yeah, there's probably some issues. There's probably some issues here. Let me see if I can fix this. God damn it. You know what? That's probably fine. Let me edit this. I actually want to drop that a bit. Wow. Jesus. No. No! Why can't it just be normal? Oh. What the fuck? Wow, dude. Why? Why? Why can't it just be normal? So now I have to like fool around with all that stuff. Ah, fuck it, man. We'll just go with that. And let me see something here. Can I? If I drop that a lot, okay, it ends up looking like that. Wow. Yeah, no, I don't really know. I don't know why that happened. I don't know what to say. Like, that camera wasn't doing anything all night. And the battery's now dead. So, yeah, I don't really know what the fuck is going on with that. Yeah, that's pretty fun, though. That's always a fun way to start your year and start your stream. Get that going on. Anyways, wow. Talking about 2024. This is so irritating. This is so irritating. I'm going to try to keep it chill, but that's pretty irritating. Does the camera look all right, or does it look like horrible? Like, let me know. Because there's a lot of spill. Like, there's a lot of green like that. You see the halo and everything like that? I'm just not sure what to do about it. This camera looks better? What? Green hair? Like the Joker? Yeah. No, I guess so. Looks way better? The fuck? You guys are all oversaturated? We could try to pull that back. Let me see. I don't know. Let's see here. It's not. Oh, it's a little saturated on here. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Still pretty saturated, but a little bit better. Okay. Anyways, guys, we're just gonna go to this one. The pick is crisper, though. That is so crazy to me, because the other one is more difficult. Maybe I'll just stick with this one, because you know what? This camera is a webcam. So this is the Brio, and it'll stay on the whole, like, however long we go. Like, it'll never die, like the other one just did at the start of the stream, which is crazy. That'll never happen with this one, so I don't know. Maybe we just go with this year. Maybe I'm done fooling around with that other camera anyway, you know? Fuck it, man. Let's go bowling. Yeah, thanks, Alan. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks. That's very kind, man. I'm going to ban you, and yeah, cool. Thanks for that, buddy. Okay, so let's get into talking about what we are looking forward to in 2024. Here's one thing that I do want to know from you guys, though, and also we need more likes, or I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Here's a question for you guys, chat. What are you guys most looking forward to in 2024? What do you think? What are you looking forward to? And what is, like, what do you think of the vibe of 2024? Like, do you think this shit's going to be awesome? Or are you like, I don't really know about 2024? Like, what's your kind of take? It's day one, you know, so we don't know 100% what's going to happen. It's far too early, but what's your vibe? Like, what's the take? These streams. Oh, there you go. Laughing at the Madam Web box office. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Madam Web, 100%. Unite, hell yeah, man! I am so excited. I'm actually a little bit embarrassed because I just keep refreshing my email to see if I've got the lettered pages for Unity Chapter 1. But I'm really excited about it, so that's gonna be cool too. Personal life will be great, but movies will suck. Gonna be another weird year. Uh-oh, it might be. Deadpool 3 and Hot D. Those are good things to be looking forward to for sure. Deadpool 3, Acolyte, X-Men 97, Spider-Man, MCU cartoons, and more. Wow. That sounds pretty cool. Same old shit, just a different year. Oh, man. You think so? 2024 will be a big year, not for superhero films. That could be, yeah. Looking forward to Bald Angry Meh 2024. Let's go. You know, it's probably a good time to just tell you guys that you know, it's a new year, it's a new me, and I am gonna do things a little differently in 2024. And you know, I'm not gonna get triggered anymore, you know. I've decided that I'm gonna be super positive, you know, dare I say toxic positive, about you know, every single thing. Just shill harder than I've ever shilled in my entire life. I'm gonna look for the positive and the good in everything that we cover this year, everything that we talk about, everything the sun touches, Simba. I will be positive and shilly and having fun, and I'm turning over a new leaf. I thought a lot about it. So it's just a year of love and positivity and shilling and excitement this year. So yeah. So I mean, I just wanted to let you guys know and warn you that nothing will get me down this year. And no matter what you say and type in chat or put into a super chat or a member chat, I shall not falter from this incredible positivity and this centered nature of being. Nothing, not even the goddamn Twitch motherfucking thing not working and this fucking camera turning off in the goddamn start of the stream, goddamn 24. Nothing! It's gonna bring me down. Nothing! It's gonna make me lose my goddamn mind. It's 2024! It's time to get it. God damn it. You must give Echo a fair chance, Josh, as the success of both it and Deadpool 3 in terms of reviews, viewership, and box office may guarantee more r/TVMA MCU tales like Thunderbolts per Alex Perez. Well, like I just got done explaining, and I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. More than a fair shake. I think Echo could be monumental. Dare I say incredible, unbelievable. And you're absolutely right. I mean, even if it's horrible dialogue that's put together like a goddamn Picasso painting, scenes that have no connection between them, and we sit there and we're frustrated to the point of wanting to vomit. I think the move, and what I'm looking to do in 2024, is to try to look at the positives and blood and brains blowing up and arms breaking and snap, crackle, pop of the human form. So you're absolutely right, and I can't. New year, new me. So you're absolutely right, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited about Echo. So there you go. Okay. Thank you for that. Much love. All right, now, shall we get into the topic of the day? shall we begins and talk about what to get excited for, what to be hyped up for in 2024. Woo! 2024. Let's go, baby. New year, new me. Okay, let's begin. Let's start with Invincible. Invincible. Now, here's the thing about Invincible, guys. We don't have a date, as far as I know, and chat, you help me. Help me out with this one. I don't think we have a date for Invincible Season 2. The last 4 episodes. I don't even think we have a date. Am I wrong? So first thing, I expect a date, and I expect that we'll probably get those last 4 episodes relatively soon. In fact, maybe within the next couple of weeks, you'd get some kind of funny teaser/trailer thing. You know, that account, the Invincible account's pretty cool on social media, so probably get something like that where they're like, hey, season 2, those 4 episodes will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So when those episodes come out, I actually do expect them to be pretty good. Left on a pretty wild cliffhanger, some crazy changes from the comic book into what they did for Invincible. So I think that'll be really good. I'm hoping it'll be like really, really good and get people really excited again about Invincible. I think the first 4 episodes of season 2 were pretty good. I don't think it's as good as season 1, but it's not like so bad or so different that I think it turned off the fan base or made people not like it as much. I mean, like, you guys tell me, like, what do you think? Did you enjoy season 2, or at least enjoy season 2 so far enough that you're looking forward to more? Let me know in the chat. Isn't it this week? Is it? Because when I looked it up, I didn't find a clear date. I did not find a clear release date for Invincible season 2, but let's see here. Release date. Release date. Release date. No, it just says early. Right? Episode 5 premiere early 2024. Yeah, that's the only thing I see, chat. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Can't wait. It was okay. Yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it would be cool. Now, the thing that I think could be really good for Invincible, and I'm actually predicting this. I'm going to go out on a limb here, okay? And I'm going to make a wild prediction. Now, I'm very rarely wrong on these wild predictions, as you know, chat. So you could pretty much take this to the bank. But, you know, I guess for the sake of being completely transparent and clear, there is an outside chance that I'm wrong here. So I think Invincible Season 3 will air this year. That's right, chat. I think by the end of 2024, you will see the beginning of Season 3 of Invincible, which I think would be a great move and also make up for, I think, where Invincible is at right now. Invincible touched some rarefied air. That first season was very epic, was big. 3-year almost break, very bad for, I think, the hype and the buildup in the fandom. But again, season 2 pretty good, and if they can go from season 2, close it out strong with those 4 episodes, and get to a season 3 by the end of the year, then I think we're kind of cooking with gas. I feel like all of a sudden it starts to shift for Invincible, and I think that Invincible could get back that sort of hype that it had back then. So that would be freaking sick as hell, and I'm kind of hoping that that is the way that they go. So that's the first thing we got to talk about that is not like Marvel and Star Wars related. But again, as I was saying, there's like a lot of stuff here that's not really Marvel or Star Wars related that we have to talk about. So the next thing we got to talk about is Dune Part 2. Let me get a thing for this. Wow, why is it like that? Download it like this and pull it up. Dune Part 2. Of course. Why the fuck? God damn it. Just make it big enough for everybody to see. Holy shit. Why? Okay, Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2. When's this one drop? Mas, you have been summoned. When does Dune Part 2 drop? Somebody help me out here. I know it's earlier in the year. I think it's actually March, April, May, March 15th. Cool. Okay. So Dune Part 2 going to be dropping fairly early. I don't really know. I don't know how much hype there is behind this Dune Part 2 movie, to be honest with you. But I think the good news is they're probably going to do Part 3 regardless. I don't think, like this movie, I don't think this movie's going to bomb. I think it'll, even if it only makes like 5, 6, 700 million, I think it'll be considered a success, especially with where the box office is now. And I do think you're going to move on to Part 3. And I think that would have Dennis sort of closing out the first book, as far as I understand it. I'm not really like a Dune head. I've never really read the books. But from what I understand, that would kind of close out that first book or the first series or something. So that's probably what you're going to get. Now, I think the upside or like the best case scenario for Dune would be that this movie blows people away. We still live in a day and age where word of mouth matters, and word of mouth is huge. So like, if you remember back to when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 opened up under expectations, but then had a great second weekend and then had legs, that's all due to word of mouth. If you look at what's happening with Aquaman 2 right now, kind of interesting because Aquaman 2 is kind of getting some positive word of mouth. I think a lot of fans really like it. So it's kind of creeping, you know what I mean? And it's getting some legs, especially in foreign marketplaces. So, I mean, I guess we'll kind of see, right? If he delivers a fire Dune Part 2, you could see this thing become a phenomenon and become a really big hit. I don't know, like, to me, I think either way, you're getting Part 3, right? So, I don't know. Like, I guess the only bad thing that could happen here is if this movie, like, completely bombs and then they don't make the third one. I don't predict that that's going to be the case. I expect this Dune Part 2 to be pretty good. Make a pretty good amount of money and kind of get into Part 3. But other than that, I don't really like expect much, right? Dune is a rich universe, and I think the tendency for Hollywood, but also maybe a little bit of the expectation for fans is like when you get into these rich universes, there's this desire to go deeper or, experience it in different ways. Is there going to be like a spin-off? Is there going to be a show? Is there going to be, all sorts of questions? And I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen with Dune. I think you're just going to get Dune Part 2, and I think you're probably just going to get Dune Part 3. And I don't think Dune is going to really franchise bigger or kind of expand out in the way that like Star Wars, Marvel, and some of these other things like Game of Thrones are. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think, Chad? Is there anybody else here that like disagrees? Like, why do you guys think that a property like Dune, there is a show coming? That's interesting. What's the beef on the show, or what's the news on the show? Hard disagree. Interesting. Well, that was going to be my question. Was like, why do you think Dune is not getting franchised the way some of these other things are? Because at this point, even Star Trek has been franchised. They're doing like, multiple shows and kind of building out that universe. I think they're trying to get another movie made, right? So why do you think that's not happening with Dune? It's the best-selling sci-fi of all time. Is that even true? Hang on a second here. That's a bold statement. What is the highest selling science fiction series of all time? Let's ask the AI. Well, it says Star Wars, but I'm talking about novels. Oh, in terms of book series. Wait, what? It's Dune? Interesting. I guess you might be right. Dune will succeed because Star Wars is dead and so is Star Trek. I can see that. I can see the logic there. Mariana, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you. Appreciate you. I'll go back over that when we get into the Q&A. I could understand the logic there. Maybe it will. I mean, that would be cool, man. I think the Dune universe is really rich. It's part of the reason, like, you know, I got really excited about Rebel Moon. It's this rich universe with a lot of different lore, a lot of stuff that you can kind of build off in, and again, sort of franchise, right? So it's possible. It's an older audience, though. They need to capture a younger crowd. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, it is kind of funny, huh? Because it's considered one of the biggest, highest selling, most influential science fiction series of all time. But I mean, the first movie didn't perform all that great. I know it was like a little bit of, you know, pandemic asterisks there, but didn't it just make like 400 million or 500 million or something? Let's see here. Let's go to Box Office Mojo. I gotta know. I gotta know what Dune made. Dune. Yeah, 400 worldwide. It's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. I mean, just as a comparison here, that's very close to like Black Adam numbers, which is hilarious because Black Adam is currently, although Aquaman has a chance to beat it, currently the most successful DC thing in like the last long time, other than Joker, of course. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I'd love to believe that Dune could get there. Maybe if this second movie is just total fire and like people really, really like it, that could work. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I kind of predicted being good, but not really being the phenomenon. And yeah, I think we're getting the part 3 either way. Like that's my prediction, unless it fails, and I don't think it's gonna fail like that. You know what I mean? That is my prediction for Dune. All right. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Why does it do that? Man. Google just continues to like make the internet a horrible experience. Like I can't even like get images anymore. Just simple get like a high def image and just pull it up. Like that's wild. But yeah, so the next thing we're going to talk about is The Boys. The Boys season 4. Wait, maybe if I get it like this. Hey, there we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, cool. Cool. So The Boys season 4. You know what's crazy about this one? I don't think we have a date on this one either. I know that ye old strikes and everything have kind of like mixed things up and kind of changed things up. But I don't think we have a date for The Boys season 4 either, right? Probably towards the middle of the year. I know some people were speculating maybe it would be at the end of the year, but it should be coming out in 2024 regardless. And man, I really think my sort of feelings on this, I feel like The Boys currently has a lot of momentum. I think out of like all of the big franchises, and especially a lot of franchises that are, you know, nerdy related or like superhero related, it feels like The Boys has momentum. Like it's technically doing better as a franchise than I think even Marvel is right now, you know? And like Gen V, for instance, Gen V, it didn't get crazy viewership numbers. Like it wasn't like a smash hit, but I think the show was good enough to keep that fan base engaged, and the really hardcore like Boys fans, I think, did enjoy Gen V quite a bit. And I don't think it like steps on the toes or waters down the brand or anything like that. So I think The Boys has an incredible amount of momentum in it, and it could really reach like almost a whole new level where we're starting to think of this thing in terms of like a, you know, Game of Thrones level hit. Depending on how this next season goes. It's also, I mean, the build-up for this season, like, my personal thing was season 2 of The Boys, season 3 of The Boys, but kind of had some great moments. But the setup for season 4 is incredible, and I'm just intrigued. I'm so intrigued with where this is going to go and what's going to happen to these different characters. So I think season 4 could get some massive viewership numbers, and could really be one of the biggest things that happens next year, to the point where, like, I'm thinking about even doing videos on The Boys, whether it's like some theory videos or like breaking it down here and there. I think The Boys season 4 is actually going to end up being really, really big. Aren't they also talking about doing different kind of spin-offs? Isn't that a thing as well? I had heard that, right? Like, they're going to try to do another spin-off like Gen V. And is Gen V getting another season as well, guys? Who's my favorite Boys character? I mean, it's a tie, but probably between Homelander and Butcher. They're both incredible, and they're incredible together. Like, the scenes with those two dudes together, man, that's some good stuff. Season 5 is going to end the show? What? Is that true? So they're setting up for their finale of the main show? That seems weird. Why would they do that? Like, that seems kind of odd. You know? Because, like, The Boys strikes me as a show that could go on for a long time. That's weird. The books only had 72 issues plus a few miniseries. Yeah, but I mean, Game of Thrones didn't even have the rest of the book series, and it kind of had to keep going. That's what you do when you have a hit show. You keep it going. Although I guess it technically ended as well. They don't want to overstay their welcome like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. Dude, but like The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones made oodles of money. Like Kirkman, I think, has like 14 jets. Kirkman has a fleet. And they're still making Walking Dead. Like, they're literally still making it. Like, isn't Daryl getting a spinoff and something like that, right? Daryl's getting a spinoff. Isn't there, like, aren't there multiple Walking Dead spinoffs? No way The Boys stops at season 5. Yeah, that seems crazy to me. Who said that? Did Eric Kripke say that? He was like, I'm done after 5 or some shit like that? No way. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Hard to compare the show to Game of Thrones? Eric said it? What? No way. I need to look this up. That's crazy. The Boys ending after 5 seasons. Mm-hmm. I don't see any of that, dude. I think y'all be lying. I don't see anything indicating that. Boys fans continued. Creepy showrunner confirmed season 4 will not be the final season. He indicated season 4 finale is being prepared. The series together additional content. There are indications from sources close to the team that season 5 might be the final installment, although it has not been officially confirmed. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I don't know about that. But as much as I love The Walking Dead has been saying it should have ended 6 years ago, probably overstayed its welcome. Yeah, I mean, maybe. That's kind of an interesting question, right? Like, what do you do with a franchise, right? And certain shows and certain franchises, like, go out on top, you know, and I think that's good. I think that's admirable. But, like, The Boys ending after 5 seasons, I don't know. That feels... It just doesn't feel right. It feels like, they, like I said, they have more momentum than ever. They have a successful spin-off. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Imagine The Boys movie in movie theaters. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Because, like, it's one of the things I'm kind of interested about with Invincible is like they're changing so much that I wonder if they're trying to tap into changing the show so much that even people that really know the comic and that follow that world are going to like watch the show just to see how that's going to actually go down. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Well, either way, I don't think the show's going to end after 5 seasons. I think that was fake news. And like I said, I expect big things for the boys in this year. And I'm personally pretty excited for it. Okay, I guess we could briefly talk about Rebel Moon Part 2, I guess. I guess I could Come on, man. Where's just like an easy image where I can just pull it up? Rebel Moon. There we go. Rebel Moon. What the actual butt? Just fucking put it in there, man. What the hell is going on here? Bro! Put the goddamn thing up there! What the fuck is happening? Bro, I swear to God. Oh, I've never actually seen this image. That's kind of interesting. You know what? Fuck it, dude. Let's just do this. Just pull it up like this. I've never seen that. That's kind of cool. We'll leave it like this. Rebel Moon Part 2. Rebel Moon Part 2. I'm definitely going to watch it. You know, I think Rebel Moon for me is becoming one of those movies, and I know some of you guys will get super triggered by this, but it just is what it is. Rebel Moon's becoming a movie that I know that is bad, but I like, I want to watch it again for some weird reason. Like, I've accepted it that it's bad because it's not good. But I keep wanting to watch it. And I am still really intrigued by like the world and the universe and all of that, right? So Rebel Moon Part 2, I really wonder what the narrative will be for Part 2 because I've heard it's much better. It's a much better movie. It's pretty crazy. Will it justify Part 1? I'm not really sure. And there's some debate out there as far as like how Rebel Moon is even performing. Because, you know, it was number 1 for most of the holiday season. I think it did get dethroned by the Meg 2. I've heard some crazy numbers. Like some people are like, oh, it's 50 million views so far, something like that. And I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I am very curious as to how this will come out, what people will think of it. I think the worst case scenario for it is like people are like, bro, it's okay, but whatever. Best case scenario would be like, wow, that was so good. Why wasn't Part 1 tighter? And it is possible that he wins a lot more fans back and gets people excited about it. I wonder. I mean, I guess it's possible that it's so good. Rebel Moon Part 2. It's so good that people are like, bro, let's go. Like, I've totally turned. I'm all about Rebel Moon. Like, yeah, man, Rebel Moon, let's go. And then like everybody gets excited for it and the world in Part 3. So I guess the question for me is, after, you know, maybe allegedly getting a little bit too hyped for Rebel Moon Part 1 and looking at all the possible futures for Rebel Moon Part 2, what should I do? And I've decided then I'm going to get super fucking excited for Rebel Moon Part 2. And that Rebel Moon Part 2 is going to fix all the problems with Rebel Moon. And Rebel Moon is still going to be the dopest dope you've ever smoked. It's going to replace Marvel and Star Wars. And you're no longer going to need to exercise or eat food after you watch Rebel Moon Part 2. It's a masterpiece, a masterclass in science fiction, an expansion of our reality. Rebel Moon Part 2 is the metaverse. So let's go. Let's get excited for Rebel Moon Part 2. Rebel Moon! Okay, first part of video done. Okay, a couple other things I wanted to talk about here, and this one's kind of like sad. This one was sad, but I'm pretty sure we're not getting Stranger Things or season 5 in this next year. Is that true, chat? Oh my gosh, that's the dealy dallies. We're not getting any Stranger Things. That's kind of a shame. That's kind of a shame. Let's get this up there. Stranger Things is dope, bro. Like, Stranger Things, really, really cool. Loved that last season, but it also kind of feels like that last season was... Like, how long ago was that, dude? Like, that was a long time ago, right? So, I don't know. I guess you've lost a little bit of momentum there. I guess we'll see what kind of a big deal that is or whatever. I think they could drop some really cool trailers for the next season. It was summer 2022, 2.5 years ago. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. Where did you hear that? If not this year, then it would be a colossal mistake. Well, I think they were working on it, but I think the strikes pushed it back. So if anything, maybe it could make like a late 2024 kind of a thing. And yeah, because this was one of the big shows where didn't they kind of get in trouble where they were shooting at first during one of the strikes, and then they eventually kind of shut it down, and then the creators were like, "No, we're not doing this." You say it lost hype, but the last season was goated. Yeah, for sure, the last season was incredible, and I think people will still show up for Stranger Things no matter when it comes out. It's the biggest, most successful thing that Netflix has ever done, and a truly great franchise and a truly great brand, right? And I believe, chat, this is going to be the final season of it, right? So that's pretty cool. Now, on the one hand, I'm kind of like sad to see it go. It's weird. Like, I feel like The Boys could go on forever, but I feel like this is a series in Stranger Things that, yes, needs some kind of closure and needs like an end point. I predict, though, and there's probably already rumors out there about this, but I predict you'll probably get a spinoff of Stranger Things either way. I wonder if it'll be the Duffer Bros, because, man, I really want to see what the Duffer Brothers could cook up next, right? Because this, again, such an incredible feat, so cool. But they've been kind of focused and wrapped up in this for years and years and years. So I'd love to see what the Duffer Bros did next. Like, those are some brilliant dudes. So it would be great if they hopped on something new. You know, some people want to see them go to Marvel or Star Wars or this, that, second, and third. Even original IP would be great. Like, it would be really exciting. Whatever they do next, I think a lot of people are going to be hyped up for. So as far as Stranger Things goes, it's kind of a shame we're probably not going to get it this year. But I think you'll get some promotion for it. And I think a lot of people are going to be very excited. Whenever it comes out, it'll be something that people are really excited about. Now, this one's actually not on my list, but I was thinking about this one, and I'm wondering if you guys have an answer for this in chat. I don't think there's a clear-cut answer yet, but the live-action One Piece show for Netflix, that was so cool. That was one of my favorite things in last year. You know, it was just so dope. Like, I really liked it, and I got into One Piece, the actual anime, because of that show. And I think that show, you know, it was a success for Netflix, but it was probably like a success kind of on the level of like Rebel Moon, meaning like I don't think it's hitting like Stranger Things like, oh my God, kind of levels, but it was definitely a big success for them, got a lot of views. And that show also, I believe, was affected by the strikes, but I think they're going to get back to work and they'll be writing it, but I don't expect to get anything necessarily from One Piece until 2025. One Piece cards. Yo, how many of you guys are into the One Piece card game? Because that's one of the things I got Elisa for Christmas, was a ton of the One Piece cards. And they're really cool. We haven't played a match yet with the One Piece cards, but I do like them quite a bit. They're very cool. Arcane. That's kind of an interesting one. I don't think Arcane's... Well, yeah, wasn't it predicted to come out this year? I think they made a little announcement about it, did they not? Yeah. Hold, don't open or grade. Well, we cracked packs because we like cracking packs, but she got one of the Gear 5 Luffy's, not the manga variant, but one of the other variant ones. That's really cool, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It seems fun. I like the cards. I like the art. Seems pretty cool. Cobra Kai season 6 this year? Is that confirmed? Will I be watching The Last Airbender? Yeah, probably. When's that supposed to come out? When's that supposed to come out? When's that one dropping, chat? February? What? Really? That'll be cool. It looks great. Like, everything we've seen from it looks great. There's like this little asterisk there because the original creators of the anime like left that production and are like really butthurt with Netflix, right? So it's like, okay, we'll see. So there's a little bit of an asterisk there, but I'm of course really interested in how it'll do. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's talk about Hot D Season 2, House of the Dragon. Summer 2024. The last trailer looked incredible. First season was a revelation in the sense that after the monumental failure of the finale of Game of Thrones, I mean, many people were wondering if this brand would ever be able to be revitalized, if it would ever be able to reach those same heights, if that fan base would engage with and support content coming out from HBO within this universe, right? And the first season of House of the Dragon, I think, was a massive surprise for most people. For me, I mean, I love that show. I love that show. We had a blast talking about it, covering it every Monday after it would drop on Sundays. I had a lot of fun covering House of the Dragon. And I'm quite excited for the next season. Now, there's a couple of things going on that are a little bit weird, right? That kind of give us a little bit of pause and concern for House of the Dragon Season 2. Number one, it's going from 8 episodes to 6 episodes. Okay? Now, that's a little bit weird. It could be the case that it's a budget thing because really the first season kind of sets up the war between the Greens and the Blacks. And now we're going to get that war, you know, in earnest. So it's possible it's a budgetary thing because it's like, oh shit, like there's just so much dragon CGI, so much fight, fire, crazy, you know, all kinds of wild shit going on. So maybe it makes sense and maybe it'll be fine, right? The other thing that's kind of concerning is Miguel Sapochnik, who was one of the showrunners and one of the executive producers in season 1, left and did not return for season 2. That is kind of a bummer because I think Miguel Sapochnik was very instrumental in putting the show together initially and, you know, making it as successful as it was. And this is a dude that did some of the best episodes of Game of Thrones. And it was a great sort of carrying of the torch from the original Game of Thrones series into House of the Dragon. So there's a little bit of concern there, right? But at the end of the day, I still just think, like, number one, you've got these incredible characters. The groundwork has been laid. Season 1 did an incredible job of setting the stage, setting the separate pieces on both sides of that chessboard. And so I think just having that play out with a lot of the same team together, probably going to be really, really good. I'm going to be watching it to see if I notice any differences, if there's a drop in quality. But I mean, guys, House of the Dragon was so monumentally successful. Like, I think it was averaging 30 million views, 30 million viewers every week, right? And that's just crazy. I mean, those are that's wild, and that's like that far eclipses anything Marvel and Star Wars that we've ever seen as far as from views and what we get with that. You know, it's possible Kenobi might, and maybe Loki season 1 might have hit like 15, 20 million. I think that's about where those shows are at. But that's like total. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about 30 million people every week watching Hot D. So, holy crap. Like, I'm very excited, and I hope it's really good. I hope we're cheering for it. And, you know, Game of Thrones itself is franchising. Okay, it's franchising out, and that's why House of the Dragon was so important, because House of the Dragon was that first initial step of franchising out, of branching out, and of continuing to make content for this world. You've got multiple projects coming. I believe some of those shows are now becoming animated shows. So originally they were going to do a show with the Sea Snake and talk about his adventures, and they were going to do a live action version of that. Apparently that's now happening in animation. That's kind of interesting, right? I'm kind of down. You know, I think Game of Thrones animation could be great if handled by the right animators and given its actual proper due, right? You got to treat it mature, treat it like it's adult content, and then I think animation could be fine. A lot of rumors about like the Jon Snow show and some of those other things. I think the writer's strike did shake things up. I don't know if we 100% know what shows are going into production. Like, George has been talking about multiple shows that he's been developing for like 5 years. So we'll see how that all begins to actually shake out. But I think Game of Thrones is well positioned to go into the next couple of years delivering very fire content, fire, and possibly even growing and really solidifying itself as one of the biggest franchises on the planet. I think House of the Dragon is only going to run for 4 or 5 seasons. I believe that's already been stated, and that makes sense because it's like a cataloged war, an actual war that has like a beginning and a middle and an end. And so it's, yeah, you're probably going to get something really complete, and it'll feel complete when it's all said and done. I think the true strength of the franchise will be tested when you go past the ending of Game of Thrones. If they do the Arya show, if they do a Jon Snow show, if they go past the books, past the show that they have, that'll be the true test, and we'll see, like, you know, how many people are kind of interested in that sort of thing. Similar issues to the Star Wars franchise that House of the Dragon has, which, by the way, like, I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit here, but man, imagine if the Acolyte comes out and is like Game of Thrones level good. That could be like huge for Star Wars. But before we get into Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to shift in. That's all of the non-DC, Marvel, Star Wars stuff that we wanted to look at. Is there anything I missed, by the way? Maybe before we get into the Sony stuff, you guys could let me know. Is there anything I missed? What are you looking forward to? What else is going on, chat? Did we talk about the Planet of the Apes? So I didn't talk about Planet of the Apes, but let's talk about Planet of the Apes a little bit. I don't know a lot about what they're doing with that movie. Is it a continuation of like the more modern stuff that they've done? I think I saw like one trailer for it. I think the most interesting thing about that film to me is that Wes Ball is directing it, and Wes Ball is, I think, going to do the new Zelda movie, the live-action Zelda movie, which is like, bro, what? So that's kind of crazy, man. 700 years after the last film? Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. It's kind of bold. Why would they do that? That's kind of cool. I kind of like that, bro. I kind of like that, bro. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, I will watch that film. Like I said, I'm not like super into that franchise. I like that franchise. It's persistent. You know, that's one of those ones that's kind of persistent. It's a little bit like the Transformers, where like it's never too far from like the collective consciousness, and I feel like every couple of years we get another one, you know? So that could be cool. Wes Ball is directing Zelda. Let's go. Ape politics, yeah? Yeah, let's get it, man. Ape politics. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Okay. So let's talk about Marvel. But we're going to start by talking about Sony. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question here, chat. And you know what? Let's go to the polls. Let's go to the polls on this one. Are you going to see Madame Web opening weekend? So just so you know, this is supposed to come out February 14th, okay? So this is a Valentine's Day movie. Valentine's Day movie with Sydney Sweeney. Valentine's Day, Madame Web. I'm going to be really interested to see how well this movie does. I think it has the very bad marketing. I think the marketing has been terrible. I was a little bit more excited for this movie before I saw the trailer. I feel like the trailer made me not want to see the movie. And in fact, I don't think I'm going to see this movie. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm at a point with Marvel, right? And look, we're trying, new year, new me, right? So we're not going to get too negative. We're not going to linger on this, and I'm going to be very positive, and I'm going to show for everything, and everything's really exciting. I am a little marveled out. And I think I'm a little just mediocre marveled out. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, I was even watching What If, right? And I like What If. I've had fun with a lot of the episodes. But, dude, I was watching the Peggy Carter episode. I don't know what episode that is. Like 4 or 5 or something like that. And I was feeling a little bit like Homelander in that one meme. Nothing necessarily wrong with like Captain Carter, but I'm just not really feeling it. So I know there's been like this big debate and there's all this like Twitter drama about Captain Carter. Like, I watched it all go down. Like, people are like, oh, Captain Carter, and like, oh, dude, nothing's wrong with Captain Carter. Everybody that hates her is like this, that's like. I would just like to say, I don't care about Captain Carter. That's all. Like, it's not that I think horrible character. It's not that I think, I just don't care about that character, man. I just don't care about that character. And I'm a little bit at a place with Marvel personally where so I was having this feeling, okay? I was having this feeling as I was sitting there watching What If, where I really wasn't enjoying myself, okay? And then I was like, am I going to keep watching this show that I'm not enjoying and then get frustrated, like get more frustrated about Marvel, and then have like my whole next couple hours or like my whole day be absorbed by frustration with Marvel? And I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. So like we literally stopped. Like we skipped half of the Iron Man episode. I thought that episode was terrible. I know a lot of you guys liked it. I thought it was terrible. It was literally about halfway through that, skipped to the next one. Watched that whole episode. Now, the ending of that episode left me in a place where I'm like, okay, I think I'll finish it. That's kind of intriguing. But I'm at a point where I would just rather not, so that I can stay positive and happy about Marvel just in general, right? Now, I say all of that to say that's kind of how I feel about Madam Web. Like, I feel like if I watch Madam Web, I will be more angry at the state of comic book movies, Marvel, and just frustrated, right? So I can't really see myself watching Madam Web, dude. Yeah, like I don't know what it would take for me to watch Madam Web. I'm trying to sit here and like think about what, like, could anything make me want to go see Madam Web? And I don't really think so. Watch it for Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, but here's the thing. Thanks to Elon, I get blasted with Sydney Sweeney's tits every day on Twitter. Every day, Elon's just dialing up the fucking engagement bait on Twitter, and a lot of it's Sydney Sweeney. Okay, so I don't really need to do that. Yeah. So look, let me tell it to you like this. And look, if you know, you know. Okay, if you know, you know. I think this movie is gonna bomb. I think this movie's gonna bomb like an unfucking believable level. Like, holy shit. Motherfucker, it's your job? I don't see it that way. Calvin, I don't think so. Like, chat, do you think it's my job to go see all of these movies? Do you think I'm not? Am I turning my back on the social contract that we have? Some of you say yes. Some of you say no. I don't think so. Because, like, I just don't see how this movie's going to be. Like I said, number one, it's just going to piss me off. I can just tell. Like, watch that movie's just going to piss me off. And then I'm going to be more angry when I go watch the next Marvel thing. I'm trying to, like, this is the anecdote for Marvel fatigue, is like not watching all this shit. You know? We'll still cover it. Like, I think we'll cover it insofar as probably just kind of how horribly it bombs, or maybe how it surprisingly made some money. Maybe there'll be some kind of narrative about like, oh man, it actually wasn't bad, or whatever. Or probably the narrative will just be more like, yeah, Sony's gonna Sony. Why are they doing this? Oh my God, please stop. No. So is this giving up or being smart? Yeah, I don't know. I'll answer it like this. It's too early in the year to tell. And like I said, it's a new year and it's a new me, and I'm trying to be super excited and chill and be very positive about all of this sort of stuff. And yet I can't with Madam Web, bro. I fucking can't. I cannot. I will not see that movie. I cannot see that movie, bro. So in the name of trying to be more positive about the other shit that's going on there, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Okay, next up for Sony. What the fuck? Okay. Next up for Sony. Kraven. Hell yeah, Kraven. So cool. So cool, Kraven. Okay, let's talk about Kraven. Kraven. Let's go to the polls. Are you going to see Kraven opening weekend? I don't see how people are having issues with What If. For an animated series, it's exceeding my expectations. I think What If's all right, man. I think it's all right. I think, it's funny because, again, I'm not trying to necessarily linger on this too much because we're all positive here in 2024. But I don't know if you guys noticed, there are a lot of accounts that are like calling What If out and are getting a bajillion tweets and a lot of engagement. And so we may have entered a new time, a new reality for Marvel, where the engagement farming is based on negativity towards Marvel as opposed to positivity. That's kind of interesting. And man, okay. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there. But let me just tell you this, okay? A lot of people out there said, oh man, you guys are going to get so triggered when I say this. Trigger warning. Trigger warning for chat. Remember, it's 2024, new year, new me. Everybody shut up. Let's be positive and shut your mouth, okay? I saw a lot of people say, What If is a great example of a bunch of female-focused characters and original female characters done the right way. Have you guys seen people make that point? Maybe you believe that as well. Did you see people make that point? Anybody? Bueller? Oh, you made that point? How do I say this the nicest way I can? It doesn't matter. It's too late. Stop doing that shit. That's I think the way I would phrase it. It doesn't matter. It's too late. Stop doing that shit. It's to the point where I think even if they do it the right way, it doesn't matter. It's too late. Stop doing that shit. That's where I'm personally at. But like I said, new year, new me. I'm open to different feelings about this. I'm open to different list, that second and the third list. It doesn't matter. It's too late. Stop doing that shit. Bro, I can't help but just roll my fucking eyes. The Captain Carter episode at one point becomes Captain Carter, Black Widow fighting against the Red Room chicks. Maybe if we didn't have years of them doing what they've been doing, I could watch that scene and not have that voice in my head, which, by the way, ironically, the voice in my head actually looks and sounds like Paul from Heavy Spoilers. And it comes into my head like this and says, "Oi, oh, you sexist piece of shit. Oh, you're getting a little bothered. All the female characters, are you, Josh? Getting a little bothered. Bob's your uncle." And then he gets out. And that was a horrible Paul impersonation, but that's what happens. I have this voice that comes into my head like Paul and says silly ass shit like that, and then I can't look at the scene the proper way. So, dude, and that Korg too? Oh my god. I'm so over Korg, bro. I'm so over Korg. Yeah, like I said, let's be positive. Let's be positive. New year, new me. New year, new me. Yeah, I mean, I will just say personally, and I know the truth here, guys, all hyperbole and all jokes aside, your mileage may vary, okay? It is literally like that. Your mileage may vary. And I'm at a point personally where I would rather just turn it off. You know what I mean? I did sound a little more like Korg. That's a good point. But I'm over Korg, too. I don't want to see Korg ever again. Even the Marvel humor, guys, in What If, like every little bit of Marvel humor, all of it, I'm like, now, one thing I will say is there's a lot of stuff that What If does really well and stuff that I really appreciate. And the one thing that What If made me feel better about was X-Men 97. I think if they can do the X-Men 97 show with the level of care that they put together What If season 2, it'll be like decent and I'll probably have a really good time with it. But I started out really enjoying What If. I'm sure the ending's really good. But I guess just like where I'm at is if I even a little bit am not having a good time, I'm out. I'm just out because I don't want to keep doing homework for this universe. And like with What If, especially, like, does this shit even matter? Like, that's what I kept asking myself. I was like, does this shit even matter? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to, like, sounds like depression. No, I actually feel great. Like, that's the other side of it is, like, I actually feel great and literally turned off What If and watched some One Piece. And I felt great. Like, I literally felt great. So... yeah, like for me, you know, when it comes to this content, like it might seem weird, and I know, like, hey man, like that's your job, like to watch all these movies and everything like that. I understand that I have like a responsibility to the community and like a responsibility to the platform to not just make it about my personal feelings and not just make it about my personal hangups. I totally get that, but I think part of it's like I can't keep watching all this shit if I'm not having a good time because that's gonna make it worse. Like that's gonna make the experience of talking about it, of getting excited about Marvel together, really toxic and not fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I'm just not feeling it. Now let's talk about Kraven, the animal rights activist. I think this is gonna do even worse than Madam Web. Like I said, new year, new me. We're gonna get really positive. I damn sure am not watching this movie. In theaters, probably ever. I can't believe it exists. It looks like the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen. I'm embarrassed for everybody that's involved. And I can't wait for it to come out and bomb the way I think it's going to bomb and then dance on its grave. Anything else? Are you guys excited for Kraven? Are you checking Kraven out? Where are you at with Kraven the Hunter? Who is the actor even? I don't remember his name. I'm just excited with Kraven actually Kick-Ass 3. No way. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying there. Only excited for Kraven because it's R-rated. Oh, man, they're pulling that trick on you guys, huh? That's like the Echo thing. They're like, this isn't a well-crafted show with a character we think will be engaging, but it's violent. Yeah. Yeah, this one's going to bomb real bad. I think it got moved up though. I think it's now releasing in August. So August 30th. We'll get this. Now, okay, let's talk about the final Sony film for the year, and it's actually one that I am excited about. And that would be Venom 3. Venom 3. A lot of rumors, a lot of crazy stuff that could be happening out there with Venom 3. And look, there's some evidence, there's some rumors here that it'll connect to Madam Web. You know, And there's like a lone wolf and cub thing going on with maybe like a young Peter Parker. There were some rumors that like Andrew Garfield would be involved. I don't think that's going to happen. That would be great. But yeah, I actually think Venom 3 could be cool. So I see a lot of you guys being like really negative about Venom 3. So to you guys, is it just like the same Madam Web, like the same thing as Kraven, and you just think it's going to be crap? Because, like, dude, Venom, it's kind of interesting, right? So Venom 1 obviously was like a massive hit. Venom 2 was, I think did respectable numbers. Like, that's how I would describe it. It did respectable numbers, but it wasn't like a huge hit. I think it did like, what, 500 or 600 million worldwide. I think Venom 3 has a chance to be really freaking good. And depending on how they market it, I think it could be really, really good. They ruined Carnage? I don't think they ruined Carnage, but definitely, like, they definitely didn't do Carnage the way they should have done Carnage. 100%, yeah. Add a Spidey, and I'm going to show up. Yeah, isn't that true for all of these movies? Like, Sony is so weird, man. Like, if Madam Web had a Spider-Man, like an actual one, just one, I think more people would check it out, right? If Kraven was like actually about Kraven's last hunt, like, dude, Kraven and Spider-Man, they have incredible stories, like incredible stories. But that's not what we're getting. We're getting some goobly glob 90s origin story of an Elseworld version of Kraven, the animal rights activist. Holy shit. And I would love to see Venom actually have a Spider-Man in it. It seems like it will have a Peter Parker in it from what we've heard. I mean, similar to Madam Web, probably a younger Peter Parker. And there's a lot of rumors that like Venom 3 will involve the multiverse. I think, guys, that Tom Hardy's Venom will actually be brought over to the MCU. Okay, so there's like a lot of rumors right now. I think Cryptic HD has been teasing out that one of the Sony villains is going to come over for proper multiverse Marvel kind of stuff. I think it's going to be Venom. And there were long-standing rumors from Paul from Heavy Spoilers where he was talking about how Sony and Marvel really want Venom to come into the MCU proper. 506 million. Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. So, which is crazy. Venom 2 made more than Dune 1. Moss, are you in here? How do you feel about that personally? Is he a villain though? He's an anti-hero. That's true. He is an anti-hero. It would be interesting to see what they would do with him if they brought him into the MCU. Maybe the soft reboot can kind of fix it. I don't really know. It's Morbius. Ah, shit. Okay. Morbius, huh? So yeah, there you have it. Hey, Ruin, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. It's a new year, it's a new me, and you are a Nerd Venger now. Welcome, baby. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this, guys. We're doing things a little differently in 2024. Tomorrow, we're going to have a Nerd Venger stream, but it's going to start at 7 p.m., and we're going to go for at least a couple of hours. There's like a lot of stuff I want to get into tomorrow. We'll react to some videos and stuff together tomorrow as well. So if you're a member, tomorrow at 7 p.m., we're going to do our first Nerd Venger stream of 2024. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of cool stuff to do, because we're going to be doing some stuff. Like I want to do like a comic book club. I want to watch some cool stuff together this year. So I want to kind of map that out next year. Hey, Lucas C., welcome back to the Nerd Vengers, baby. Let's go. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 for that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Venom 3, I predict this movie to actually be very successful. I predict this movie to, if not have a Spider-Man, to have some kind of MCU tie. That'll probably help out a lot. And I think Sony will start off with a horrible bomb in Madam Web. I think they will have a horrible bomb in Kraven. And then I think Venom will be a successful movie. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll surprise us. I think we're going to really enjoy Venom Part 3. And so that's kind of my prediction, which, by the way, comes out November 8th. So that's kind of like a close out the year kind of a thing. So that's that for there, that, and this, and that. Okay, let's shift into DC. This is going to be relatively brief here. DC, we only have 2 things to talk about, okay? 2 things to talk about. One of those things is the Joker 2. Okay. And, you know, I thought about Joker 2 when I was doing my notes for this, right? And I was like, Joker 2, this is kind of interesting. I mean, people love the Joker. I think people love Lady Gaga. I am wondering, that wasn't snappy enough, Josh? Hey, sorry. No, I mean, this whole stream has not been snappy enough, to be honest with you. Look, the stream started off horrible. You weren't here, Kendall, but like the camera battery went off right away. So that's why I look different. I got the different camera going on. And then everybody was like, dude, the camera looks great. And then this one guy was like, you need to go to the doctor. Your face is very puffy. I think your liver might be about to explode. And I said, shut your mouth. I've just been eating a lot of Christmas cookies. And if my liver explodes, at least I won't have to deal with motherfuckers like you anymore 3 to 4 times a week. God damn it. But also, it's a new year. It's a new me. And it's time to elevate our energy, to elevate our spirit, open up our third eye, manifest incredible things, and be very excited and very positive and shill, baby. I'm shilling up on this thing. So shut your mouth and let's talk about the Joker Part 2. You know, I once bet against the Joker movie. Tell you a tale. Very rarely do I get things wrong. Very rarely do I put forth an opinion, a hot take, draw a line in the sand, as they say, and then come up short and be incorrect and wrong. You don't have to remind me about all the fucking times. I know what you... Shut your mouth. The point is, I'm very rarely wrong. When it comes to Joker, Part 1, that was one I got wrong. I remember I walked out of the Joker, which, by the way, is super weird experience watching the Joker. Have I ever told you guys my experience of watching the first Joker? Do you remember when there was all these, like, oh, shit, bro, like, there's going to be domestic violence, and there was a bunch of, like, cops? Like, when I went to see the Joker, I was in Philly, and I saw it downtown Philly, and not only were there cops all over the place, at one point in the movie, cops went down the aisle with flashlights shining on us. Okay? So my experience watching the Joker in theaters wasn't a really good experience, okay? May or may not have been about a dozen blinkers deep, and I was a little bit paranoid, so I couldn't quite enjoy the film. I walked out of that movie. Yeah, bro, shit's real. Shit was real. Walked out of that movie. I wasn't feeling too good about it. And I was like, dude, that movie didn't even make me feel good. There's no way this movie's going to make more than $500 million, especially because cops are going to be going down the fucking aisles every, showing in every major city. And it's just not going to be a good experience. The movie didn't make me feel good. I don't like it. And it won't make over $500 million. Okay. So like I said, I was wrong. Also, side note, I revisited that movie in the middle of the pandemic. That shit hit different in 2020. Did any of you guys watch it? Did any of you guys watch The Joker in 2020? And like, there's the beginning part, and then you're like, the fuck? You like look outside, and the whole world's burning, and you're like, goddamn, like, all right, The Joker. So it hit very different in 2020. And I ended up kind of appreciating the movie a lot more because the world around me was crumbling. So I say all of that to say I was wrong about the Joker. It ended up making $1 billion, and I was just watching it make more and more money each week and being like, oh Man, I kind of said it would never make more than $500 million. Holy shit. Look at all this money this fucking movie's making. Oh my God. Holy shit. So I'm a little hesitant to make a hardline call on the Joker part 2 because I was so wrong about the first one. Okay. But having said that, it's my job to walk through that door, to take that risk, to be bold, and to draw a line in the sand. Man, this movie ain't making no money. Are you kidding me? A musical sequel to the Joker years later? That shit's gonna bomb. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna bomb. But also maybe, it'll be all right. Maybe. I kind of feel like I might enjoy it. But I don't think it's going to make any money. What do you think, chat? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think Joker's going to crush? It's going to make $700 million? It's going to have a small budget? That's true. That's true. I guess potentially it would be hard for it to bomb then if it has a small budget, yeah. Yeah. Musicals are on the rise? Really? Is it legit musical? Yes. Best thing about it is that it's not DCU. True. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe. Oh, God damn it. Fucked up the camera a little bit. Maybe it'll be really good and the reviews will be incredible and a lot of people will check it out. If the movie has incredible reviews, maybe it'll do really, really well. But I actually think no. No, it will not. I think the movie's going to probably do poorly. But that's my guess. Now let's talk about James Gunn. James Gunn. Okay. So the other thing that's going to happen for DC, I think you're going to get a big old San Diego Comic-Con announcement from James Gunn and the entire DCU universe. If it's not at Comic-Con, I think it'll happen at some point. Like maybe he'll do another video in like the closet like he did at the beginning of the year. Remember that fucking video where this guy was like, Shazam's cool and Aquaman's off doing his own thing and The Flash is the perfect movie because it resets the universe, but my shit's gonna be better. Do you remember when he did that? So maybe he'll just do it shooting out of a closet like he did last year. I expect not. I bet San Diego Comic-Con announcement from James Gunn probably going to be a super big deal. So the deal is, it better be. Like, oh man, it better be. So, you'll have the Joker, which, you know, even if it's very successful, it doesn't really like move the needle for DC as a brand. It's just like, hey, that was a good idea. That actually worked. Well done. And you know, Scott, what's the homie's name? Todd Phillips. Good creative mind, and maybe they'll figure it out, right? It doesn't really impact DC moving forward. The whole game for DC this year is going to be, what does James Gunn announce, and how will he build hype for Superman Legacy in 2025 and the rest of the DCU, right? So I think he's got a shot. I mean, look, obviously James Gunn and I have our differences of opinion. I think he's a really talented filmmaker. I don't think he's good at running this company, and I don't think he's done a good job of actually unifying DC fans and getting them excited for Superman Legacy. That could all change. And I think it has to change. And I think that you need to give the people something to be excited for, to cheer for, to get hyped about, and speculate about. I mean, like, Gunn is so anal about rumors and leaks and all of these sort of things that, like, he's hurting the conversation around his own shit. The shit has to pop off. Like, we've got to be able to get excited about it, talk about this rumor, that rumor, even if it's, like, totally not true. Like, we need to be able to speculate and have fun about Superman Legacy, about the DCU. So, maybe he's just got to do it under his terms or something. I don't know. But either way, it's got to get done. So I predict you'll have a very big San Diego Comic-Con sort of presentation by James Gunn. And if it's executed properly, you'll see a ton of hype. Because even people like myself, that like, think about this. I have a literal beef with this guy. Not like, oh, dude, James Gunn, I don't like what it. No, like, dude, this motherfucker, we had a thing. Okay? And even I want to be excited about a new Superman movie. I want to be excited about a new DCU. So just give me the toys and the things that I need to be excited about this, and I'll get excited about it. That's it. That's it. Right? So, like I said, new year, new me. Let's go. James Gunn, I'm rooting for you. Really hope your name doesn't show up on a list that's going to drop later today. And I'm rooting for you, my man. And I hope that the San Diego Comic-Con announcement is hella dope. Very exciting. And we all cheer and get excited about DC. Because at this point, like, Marvel has kind of faltered in such a way that we need... Can you believe this? Dude. Might be our only hope to save comic book movies? Okay, so let's get it done. Let's get it done. And let's get excited about the DCU. So I predict that he actually will execute on that, and we will get excited about it, and we'll be hyped up for the DCU. Okay, let's talk Marvel. Okay. Echo. Echo. Do you get it? Because I'm doing the echo effect on it when I say echo. It's echo show. Okay, well, maybe before I give my take on Echo, what do you guys think of Echo? One more thing on Echo, Josh. Considering it has the writers of Better Call Saul, Netflix Daredevil, and Netflix Punisher writing it, I doubt the show will suck. That's a very nice thing to say, and I hope you're right. I mean, you're right. That's a lot of good talent, so that would be great. Excited? You guys are excited? I'm only excited for my boy Daredevil. Okay. So, let me put it to you like this, okay? Echo has been designed in a way that I think they want to do minimal damage, maximum hype, and also, like, let's just kind of get on with it. I have not seen Echo. Okay, so let me just be totally clear about that. I have not seen it. I have heard really bad things. However, I'm going to give it its fair shot, okay? And I have heard the first episode's decent, and the Daredevil scene in the first episode is worth the price of admission. So I'm really excited for that. I'm going to give the second episode a try. So I'm going to watch the first episode. I'm going to give the second episode a try. But I have heard it's a little style over substance. The fundamental aspects of the show just don't really work together. It's not a well-written, well-conceived show. And to the point of the gentleman that put the $5 super chat in there, a lot of talented people working on it, but it kind of doesn't matter if Marvel comes in and hacks it all apart. I mean, Jeremy Slater is a really talented dude. He left Secret Invasion before it was even done. So there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes with Marvel that is not conducive to a proper creative flow and a creative workflow, right? So I think best case scenario for Echo, a lot of people will be like, you know, it actually wasn't that bad. I had fun with the Echo show. I think that would be great. Worst case scenario is people are just going to be like, wow, that was really bad. I can't believe they didn't just cancel that. Because the problem is that's going to affect the way we look at all of the other shows and the products for Marvel. I mean, in some ways, I sound like a broken record here, right? But there's only so much and so many times that you can deliver something with the promise of it being really good, and it's just not that. So if you look at last year, right, with Quantumania, you got Marvel coming out here telling us it's like as important as Endgame, hyping up Kang, hyping up the multiverse saga. I mean, dude, remember the trailers? Remember the trailers for Quantumania? And then that movie happened. Secret Invasion, also, I mean, they were trying to tell you it's the dopest dope. They were like, you know, like an Avenger, like, you know, man, Sam Jackson, like they're going, and it was horrible, right? I would say even like the Marvels, and for me, even a little bit of like What If, even though What If is good. I'm not going to say it's not good, but I'm at a point where like I'm not looking for just good anymore. I want incredible, and I want to feel like we've turned the corner. If more and more, it's the interaction between the consumer and the product at the end of the day, and those interactions have to be positive. And the thing is like the question is like, will Echo be a positive experience for most of the Marvel consumers? And you got to remember, the consumer isn't in a vacuum. The consumer has been affected by all of the other experiences with the product over the past couple of years. And there's a recency bias. So the Infinity Saga was one of the greatest things we've ever seen. But that was so long ago. Very few people are carrying the goodwill of the Infinity Saga into the individual Marvel projects moving forward. My concern with something like Echo is it's not going to be good. And maybe it's not terrible, but here's the thing. I didn't even think Secret Invasion was that terrible. I didn't think the Marvels was that terrible. I had fun with the Marvels. And I think if a lot of things had been different over the past couple of years, the Marvels would have done much better. But again, the context matters. The place and time matters. So Echo is really interesting to me because, I mean, look, it went from 6 episodes to 5. They're releasing it all at once. The review embargo is almost to the very last minute. They have the Daredevil episode right at the beginning. Like, it has all of the signs and trappings of this isn't very good, and we're going to try to sort of negate the possible negative fallout. Right? So there's a lot of things they've been doing, like editing it down, releasing it all at once. They're just trying to minimize the blowback. So I predict Echo to be pretty bad, actually. For me, what that'll mean is I just watch the first episode and I don't watch the rest. And the good news, I guess, is they changed the ending of the show because Echo's probably not going to be in the Daredevil show anymore. So the show really probably doesn't matter that much at all. Like, it's going to set up some things for maybe Wilson Fisk's mayoral run. But I don't think it's really relevant to much at all. And Look, I'll be real with you. I still think they shouldn't release this shit. And they've had discussions about not releasing it. But they're going to release it. And I think that's a massive mistake. So we'll see. And I mean, maybe it's violent and gritty enough to be like kind of fun. And we're watching and we're like having fun for all of that. But yeah, no, I don't know, chat. I'm not really feeling like Echo's going to be really good. I definitely want to know what you think, though. Let me know. Let me know. Like I said, new year, new me. You know, we're going to try to be positive about this. We're going to be excited about it. It's going to be okay. What do you think, chat? What's up with Echo? Secret Invasion was that terrible, unlike the Marvels, which is actually better than it was made out to be, yet failed because of so much failure surrounding it. Yeah, that's that's fair. How many of the 5 episodes do you think will be 35-ish minutes? I think there's, man, I think people have already talked about what the episode. I think the first one's kind of long, and I think they get shorter after that. I want DC to release Batgirl. I mean, that would be kind of interesting, yeah. Bro, if you've pretty much decided Marvel sucks and you don't like anything regardless, what are you going to do with your channel? Hate bait, perhaps? Because Warhammer ain't it. Oh, D-Dick76. Oh, you sweet summer child. I am riding this Marvel train until the wheels come off. Okay? I absolutely love Marvel. Love it. Like one of my favorite franchises and brands of all time. Some of the most iconic characters in history for me. Like I've got like right next to me, right? Like I've got a little Dr. Doom boy here, you know? I've got a little Magneto dude here. And I absolutely love Marvel. And I think the MCU, it did a phenomenal, incredible thing with the Infinity Saga. The more I think back to the Infinity Saga, the more it kind of feels like they really caught lightning in a bottle and did something unbelievable, right? Truly unbelievable. And, you know, even the people that are currently maybe the biggest haters of Marvel, nice doll. See, look, maybe last year that would have really triggered me. Scientific lens, but it's a new year, it's a new me, so shut the fuck up. Even the people that are hating Marvel now the most have to admit how good it was in the past, okay? So the way I kind of think of Marvel and my job and my place in all of this is we've seen one of the coolest, best things fall off. I don't even think that's controversial at this point. I mean, yes or no, chat, has Marvel fallen off? Like, I don't even think that's debatable. Like, maybe in the middle of Phase 4, you could have said, we can't tell for sure because of Pandy, because of this, that, second, and the third. Like, bro, it's pretty obvious. Like, they fell off, right? But here's the thing, and this is what is exciting for me as a fan, still, to this day, right? I think they can get it back. I actually think they can turn it around. And I think maybe 2 years from now, maybe 3 years from now, we are having conversations where we're like, I actually didn't really think they'd get it all the way back. But this is once again super fun, engaging. I'm following all of these characters. I'm excited about the coming catalog. I can't wait to see what Secret Wars is going to be. I actually still, in my heart of hearts, believe that Marvel has the ability to turn it around and to get back to where they were. Okay, what about Star Wars, though? Don't fucking talk about that. I'm having a good moment here. I'm kind of on a roll. How fucking dare you talk about Star Wars? Leave that shit alone for now. So you're saying, like, you know, what do you do with your channel? Dude, I'm going to go through this here, follow the content, continue to report on the news, try to talk about the different theories, the speculation, offer the insight, you know, just continue to do what I do. But we also just are going through a phase right now where that future that I think is going to happen and that turnaround that I still believe is possible, it's not connected to some of these projects. It is connected to Deadpool 3. but it's just not connected to Echo. And I think that's fair. Like, it doesn't even have to be like a big thing. Like, it doesn't have to be this like, oh man, my man's didn't like What If as much as I do. He's bagging on Echo. I can't believe this motherfucker. This dude doesn't love Marvel. I hate this guy. Like, it doesn't have to, we don't have to like do that. It just happens to be the case that where I'm at as a fan right now, I'm fatigued of some of the stuff Marvel's doing, frustrated with some of the decisions they continue to make, and I'm really looking for bangers and great content. And so that's what it is. That's what it is, and that's what we're going to do, man. Like, that's what we're going to do. And by the way, Warhammer is it. And Warhammer is going to take over Marvel and Star Wars, be the biggest thing ever. It's going to be the next Game of Thrones. It will be the absolute dopest dope you've ever smoked, but we have to wait a couple of years for that to happen. So while we're waiting for that, let's just talk about 2024 and Marvel and them turning it around and all of that sort of stuff. Okay. So thanks for that. I appreciate it. That was a good talk. Now shut your goddamn mouth. Now, let's talk about X-Men 97. Chat, what are your thoughts on X-Men 97? What do you think about X-Men 97? Ooh, Fallout. Yes, I'm excited for the Fallout series. Is that coming out this year? Like Rebel Moon? Get him out of here. No hope? Picking up where they left off. That would be cool. You missed the Hot D combo? Oh, yeah, no. We talked about Hot D, yeah. Nerd Theory was the saddest death in 2023. I'm sure there were some other deaths that were just as sad. But I do appreciate that. They need to release it already. It hasn't been X-Men done for a while. Yeah, no, I agree. Would be nice, you younger guys like me. Huh? It's not the same without you, Josh? Wait, what? Okay. So, X-Men 97. Ah, man, this one's a tough one for Josh. Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It feels like in a world where we know almost every goddamn thing about every coming Marvel project, we know next to nothing about X-Men 97. Which feels a little weird. Maybe it's because it's animated, and there's, less screenings or, not as many hands in pies or whatever. I think X-Men 97, for me as a fan and for where I'm at as a fan, X-Men 97 is one of the most important projects of next year. And I'm going to judge Marvel pretty harshly based on this show. Okay? Because the 90s X-Men show is like seminal, formative, massive, huge deal. Because for me, the 90s X-Men show and the 90s Spider-Man show, those were like some of my gateway drugs into comics, into nerdy things. That X-Men 97 show, bro, like, I don't know if I become such a Marvel fan without that show. Okay? It's a very, very big deal. And the thought of the sequel to this show being some kind of hollowed out, only the X-Men show in name only, bereft of all the things I loved about the initial show is heartbreaking. I would hate if that's what it was. If it ends up feeling like that, like some cheap cash grab thing that wasn't given the right its proper due, etc. I mean, Echo can be absolute shit, and I was just not gonna watch it, and it's fine. I understand. It was a weird idea at a weird time, and it just didn't come out good. It's fine. It's Echo. Who gives a shit? But the X-Men, a continuation of the 90s X-Men show, I mean, that's a big deal. So I think within this show, we have a great opportunity to be really excited about the X-Men again, to feel, because we need to feel it. I mean, at the end of the day, man, like I've been like really like opening up my third eye and like, meditating with the Shungite and opening up portals in my mind, traveling to the 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. There's no straight lines. There's no such thing as zero. Like I've been on all that shit, like just into the nether realm, the spirit planes, through the gates of Avalon. You know what I'm talking about. And one of the things that I've been meditating on a lot has been the concept that people remember how you make them feel. Okay. So in my own business, in my own job, in my own, streams and videos and my presence on social media, the thing that I'm trying to really keep in mind in 2024 is that people remember how you make them feel. People might not even remember what you say, but people remember how you make them feel. And I think things that I regret in 2023 is that I think I made some people feel bad. People that came into the streams, people that watched certain videos, people that saw certain tweets of mine. I think that I mean, let's face it, I was right. I'm always right. But maybe I didn't need to say it, or say it that way, or attack that opinion, or be super toxic about that one point. One thing I'm really trying to do is have more fun. I want you guys to feel good. You might not like what I say. You might not like that I don't like Captain Carter. But I want you to walk away like you felt good. You had a good feeling in the stream, in the content, when you saw the tweet, whatever. Okay? And I say all of that to say that maybe the main problem with Marvel for a lot of us is how the shit is making us feel. Right? And so I think X-Men 97 has an opportunity to make us feel really good, and that will go a long way considering what this show means to people. It means a lot to me. Maybe it's surprising that a grown man that made a business called the Den of Nerds, that literally does nerdy shit for a living. I don't really leave my house. I'm a massive fucking introverted nerd. And maybe it's surprising and shocking that that guy is going to sit there and tell you that this cartoon show from the 90s means a lot to him, but it is the case. It means a lot to me, honestly, from the heart, from my heart chakra. The X-Men 97 show means a lot to me, and I want to feel good when I watch it, okay? And if I don't, a lot on the line. A lot on the line for this show and for me personally. So, please, for the love of God, Feige, I really don't care that you fucked up the Marvels. Gotta be honest, don't really even care that much about Secret Invasion. Who gives a shit? Thor, Love and Thunder, Thor, Love, and who gives a shit? Agatha, I don't care. Echo, no. It doesn't matter. This shit matters. Okay? So there's a lot on the line for me personally with X-Men. And I'm hopeful. What if kind of made me more hopeful? Even though I was like, I don't really love this. Captain Carter's kind of cringe. But the animation was good. The care given to each episode was good. The writing was great. A lot of the scenes, it just felt really good. I was like, there's a craftsmanship here, right? So I'm kind of hopeful for X-Men 97. I think it will be good. I think it will make us feel good. Because there's a lot at stake, and I think that the X-Men just matter. And also, you know, they've quietly delayed the thing a lot. So we can only hope that, like, they got the right people in there, they're making the right decisions, and the show's ultimately really, really good. So, but the lead writer left? Is that true? I don't even think that's true. Are you talking about Bo DeMeo? Is that part of it? I haven't like super looked into that. I thought he was still on it. So, yeah, we'll see. My hopes for that, though, pretty high. Oh, are you talking about What If? Yeah, AC Bradley. Yeah, that's kind of a tough one. But I don't really blame him or her. Okay. Let's talk about Deadpool 3. Let's talk about a movie that is very likely to save and revitalize the Marvel fandom in Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 is going to be an incredible gift. And I really think it's going to win a lot of goodwill back for Marvel fans. You know, I think even the idea of doing a press tour with these two dudes and others maybe as well. I mean, even the marketing for Deadpool is probably going to make us feel good. You know, funny interview exchanges, cool sound bites, you know, all kinds of stuff. Going to be very, very positive. I think Sean Levy is an incredible force of nature and a force of positive energy. And I'm even excited that he's going to get a higher profile, do a lot more interviews, be asked a lot more questions, and because I think the dude's awesome. Every interview I've seen with Sean Levy just again makes me feel good. He is a light worker. He seems awesome. On top of that, the film itself, I mean, Deadpool, X-Men, multiverse. It's a delicious recipe that I'm sure will deliver the goods. Even the set photos of them like fighting the different villains in the post-apocalyptic kind of Mad Max setting seems freaking awesome. Still a lot of mystery. You know, some of the people that I've talked to behind the scenes, I was like, man, I just wish there was some mystery still to Deadpool 3. They've assured me that there's some big things that still have not leaked out about Deadpool. And hopefully we do get some surprises still in Deadpool 3. I think a little bit of space and distance between, I mean, let's be real, nobody really went to see the Marvels. So like a space between like Guardians 3 and Deadpool 3, that feels like a good amount of space. I think people will be ready and excited to get back out to the theater. And so I imagine that Deadpool 3 is going to be absolutely incredible. A big old smash hit. I think a lot of people will be pretty charged up and excited. Marvel, to some degree, knows what they have with Deadpool 3. You know, they know what they've already shot. They know what's in the script. They know what's coming. It's the only movie coming out next year. It's an incredibly high priority for them. We've heard them talk a lot about that. So I expect it to be very, very good. It will also set up some really interesting things for like Secret Wars and future movies and things like that. Now, the thing that I think is a little understated here that maybe a lot of people haven't touched on this exact aspect of Deadpool 3. But one of the other things that's pretty crazy about Deadpool 3 is that Deadpool 3 opens the weekend of San Diego Comic-Con, which is by design. And given me vibes of the old Kevin, White Suge Knight Kevin. And one of the things that Kevin has done, and he's talked about this in interviews, is he will schedule the filming of certain big projects specifically around the schedule for New York or for San Diego Comic-Con. because he understands how important it is to bring footage and bring dope shit to San Diego Comic-Con. Deadpool 3 releasing that weekend. I think that opens the door for him to sort of piggyback off of the reveals and the ending of Deadpool 3 and to explain and preview and hype us up on what's going to be happening in the next couple of years. So between Deadpool 3 and San Diego Comic-Con, hopefully a big Hall H presentation, I think we have the ability to like completely 180 where a lot of Marvel fans are at and get them really, really excited about what happens next. Now, some of this stuff, yes, it is changing. And I think some of it's changing quite a bit, right? So I've been talking a little bit about, like, you know, Council of Kang's probably going away. Kang himself probably going away. But they're still going to be doing a lot of multiverse stuff, a lot of craziness, building this out with Fantastic Four, Spider-Man 4, Doctor Strange 3, Shang-Chi 2. I think those are movies that are really going to set up multiversal craziness. Deadpool 3 is like the beginning of all of that. You know, it's going to show us what the TVA wants. What's the multiverse kind of thing looking like? Who are the players? You know, and so if San Diego Comic-Con is executed the way that I think it'll be executed, man, we'll be so high on copium. Like, we're gonna be so charged up that, like, the rest of the year we're just gonna, like, it'll be fine. You know, because you know, after that you've got Agatha, which I guess we can talk about briefly. Agatha. Darkhold Diaries, is that what they're calling it now? Agatha? Coven of Chaos? What are they calling it now? What's the new word for it? So, look, the current thing on Agatha is it's going to be it's going to have a series of episodes. I don't even remember how many. Maybe it'll be 6, and then its finale is going to be something like a holiday special. So it might do a what if thing where it comes out every day leading up to Halloween, and then on Halloween the last episode is like an hour and a half movie special. But again, like, everything I've heard about Agatha sounds terrible. Like, nothing I've heard about Agatha gets me excited in any way, shape, or form. I think Agatha's going to be pretty divisive. I think it'll get shit on really hard. But, and this is where, like, sort of the positive side comes in. If between X-Men 97, Deadpool 3, and San Diego Comic-Con, if we get the copium levels high enough, it won't matter. Like, I won't really care about Agatha. I don't care about Agatha. And I just don't want to be in a position where I have to, like, my personal opinions on the Agatha show, a spin-off from WandaVision from years ago, that, like, that's the termination of my feelings for the fans and the fandom. Right? So it feels a little bit to me like we've watched some Matt Pat or some film theory videos, right? And he's talking about programming. And to me, like, it seems like Marvel's programming strategy for next year is like start off kind of lame, have an incredible stretch through the middle, and then end kind of lame, you know? Now, if they can get maybe freshman year or maybe another one of the animated series to anchor next holiday season, that could be very positive and that could be good. But I mean, Agatha feels like a show that I'm probably not gonna watch it, to be honest with you. And you know, maybe I'll check out if it. Oh man, people are like, wow, this is crazy. It's really, really good. Maybe I'll watch it. But everything I've heard about it sounds absolutely terrible to me. But the good news is, I don't think it's really gonna matter that much. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's gonna matter that much. And I think the stuff that's set up with Deadpool, and I think the stuff that is set up with San Diego Comic-Con, that is the star. That's our North Star. That's what guides us out of this darkness. And so long as that star is bright, we're going to be fine. Like, it's like Agatha's not going to be as big of a deal. Yeah, so that's kind of my take on it. I guess, maybe there's a best case scenario where it actually ends up being really awesome. But again, everything I have heard about it sounds absolutely awful. And almost uniquely awful. Like, yeah. So that's how I feel about that. Fahad, $50 holla. Oh my God. Thanks so much, man. I'll go over that more on the part of the Q&A. But my theory is I'm feeling tired of this debate. Yeah, I'll go over that in detail when we get there. We still have to go over Star Wars, though. So that's all the Marvel. That's all the Marvel stuff. Do you know if Wanda will appear in it? If not, I'm not interested. I don't think Wanda's going to appear in it. She could appear in the special part, like the holiday, like Werewolf by Night thing that they do at the end. Maybe. Because that's the Witches Road special, I guess. I mean, look, I don't know. They've changed the goddamn thing 30 times in the last 16 months. But from what I've heard, the finale could have Wanda in it. But no. Yes, the Witches Road. Yeah. I don't want to get too lost in the weeds on like all the spoilers and all the leaks for Agatha. But they're weird. Maybe the weirdest shit I've ever heard. Okay, let's talk about Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Let's start off by talking about Omega. Let's talk about Omega. I think Bad Batch Season 3 is going to be cool. I actually think it's going to be pretty good. I don't think it's going to be enough to really like chart on Nielsen or, be this thing where everybody's like, yo, Star Wars is back. I don't think it's going to really move the needle either way. It'll be more like throwing scraps to a starving dog. I think some fans are really hungry for great Star Wars content. Even if you loved Ahsoka, you're like, yeah, but when's the next shit, right? So I think Bad Batch Season 2 or Season 3 rather, probably gonna be pretty good. And I think a lot of Star Wars fans will really enjoy it. I mean, that show to me has had incredible moments. It's the same thing we always say about Filoni Star Wars. Like, some of the best moments. Like, my God, man, some of the Hunter episodes last season, that Emperor episode, man, my God, bro. Fat Mace Windu, unbelievable. So I think Bad Batch probably going to be pretty good, but not really going to move the needle at all, right? And then the next thing, and this I think is unfortunately just going to be such a big deal for Star Wars, and that would be The Acolyte, right? So, oh geez, how do I? Yeah, I guess we can just do it like this. The Acolyte. Now, man, I'm so hungover right now. Well, just strap in, man. Get yourself a Bloody Mary at the bar. And just kick it here in Nerdvengers Tower and just chill out, baby. Chill out. No, I didn't see the Hello There Productions fan animation. Maybe we'll watch it tomorrow night for the Nerdvengers watch party. Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. I hear Acolyte is a disaster. I have not heard that. Here's what I'll say about Acolyte, okay? I have straight up heard a lot about Agatha that sounds horrible. I have straight up heard a lot about Echo that sounds horrible. I have not heard stuff about Acolyte that sounds horrible. And in fact, a lot of the stuff that I heard sounds cool. Like, straight up. Like, a lot of the stuff I hear about Acolyte Actually sounds awesome. Did you guys know there's an actual rumor that Keanu Reeves as Revan is in the Accolade show? That's an actual rumor. Like that might actually happen. Can you imagine? Like, dude, find me a person that won't think that's cool and they're not a Star Wars fan. Like, just period. Right? The rumored plot leaks, incredible. Incredible. So most of the stuff that we hear about Accolade actually sounds fire. I've even heard that Lucasfilm is so satisfied that they're going to go ahead and do a season 2 of Accolade. That they're already doing it. Right? The problem with the Accolade show is all of the people that made it and all the things that come out of their mouths when they open their mouths. And I think, it's a tough one, okay? And again, it's not even necessarily the Accolade's problem. It's not it's weird that the show has to bear this cross, so to speak, right? But I think the show could be cool, ambitious, have a lot of fun stuff in it. And the first time one of the female Jedis says that the council is a bunch of patriarchal misogynists or something like that. The first time, the first thing that something like, bro, we're gonna lose our minds. We're gonna lose our minds. No actual indication that that's really what it is. Okay, we can hope that when that gal at Star Wars Celebration was like, the patriarchy, maybe she's just completely out of pocket, has zero idea what she's talking about. But I think the concern on the Accolade is, if it's a heavily political show, if there are heavy activist elements, I think it's going to be very... I don't think there's going to be a great reaction from the fans. Accolade has a chance to kind of make or break Star Wars this next year. It has the ability to be great. I want it to be great. Guys, I want it to be great. I want it to be so cool. And I want us to be talking about Star Wars, not fucking politics, not, your take on this, that, second, and third. I want to be oh shit, this thing. Wow, I wonder if this means this for the Jedi. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, we're seeing Darkseid training for the first time. Oh shit, is that Revan in the hologram? Oh shit, is that Bane? Oh shit, I want to be excited about Star Wars. I want to talk about Star Wars. I want the lore, the world, the tapestry that is that crazy franchise. I want that to be the topic of conversation, and I want it to be dope as hell. Okay? And I think it could be. I think it has a chance to be. I still really feel that could be. But I mean, of course I'm worried. Of course I'm concerned. And everything, Leslie Henlin has said a bunch of shit that just does not make me feel great. So I think a lot of fans will be watching the Accolade like this. And they'll be ready to be triggered, and they'll be ready to be upset. The best thing, and this would be so fantastic, right? It should just be good Star Wars. Because that would be great. That would be great. I'd love to be able to, after the Accolade comes out, to be guys, see, this is why we can't judge the product because of what the people that made it say about politics or things. Guys, Leslie clearly has beliefs that are different than a lot of you, different than a lot of my beliefs. And this just proves, this is the perfect example that proves that your political views don't matter. If you love the franchise and you understand what it is, you can just do great stuff within the franchise. I would love to be able to say that. I want to be able to say that. Question for you, chat. Do you think I'm going to be saying that after the show? You see the point? Like, do you see what we're kind of getting at? Do you see the problem? Do you see the issue, right? But it's a new year. It's a new me. I'm going to choose to believe and predict that it will be that it's going to be fire, and it's just going to be good Star Wars. It's not going to feel like somebody's trying to cram in an ideology. It's not going to feel like somebody's trying to change Star Wars to make it a new thing. It's just going to feel like good Star Wars. I'm choosing to believe that. That's my hope. That's what I think is going to happen. The Acolyte could be something, because the goodwill that would do to the fandom, the reality that would put forward out there in the universe, oh my God, can you imagine it? It would be absolutely incredible. I'm excited for the Acolyte, and I hope that is going to be the dub that we need. Okay, let's talk about Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew. Are you guys excited for Skeleton Crew? Man, I'd love to be pleasantly surprised with Skeleton Crew. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have high hopes for this thing. I mean, we don't know a lot about it, right? But it seems to be sort of YA, focused on a young audience. It's John Watts. I like John Watts. Jude Law, a bunch of youngling Jedi around the time. Is it High Republic, or is it, I don't even know what time place it's in. So, man, wouldn't that be dope if it was, like, really good? Because Stranger Things is really good, man. It's kids. So could this be the Stranger Things Star Wars show? I mean, maybe. It's Mandoverse era? Okay, that's good. So, yeah, that could be cool. I want to like it. I mean, I've got a son. He's not quite old enough to enjoy all of this stuff, thank God, because it's currently all burning to the ground. But I would love to be able to have, experiences with him where we watch kind of these shows together. It's more aimed at, someone his age. I can still enjoy it. That would be great. And maybe that's what it is. Because the one thing that Star Wars, I think, is really not doing well is connecting with young people. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I feel like Star Wars is like a dad brand. It's like an old man brand. Like, I don't see a lot of young kids, young adults even, being really into Star Wars. I think Star Wars has... Star Wars has a certainly a problem, I mean, a million problems with its branding. But I think maybe one of the worst is that young people don't care. I mean, every Star Wars trilogy was supposed to be for a new generation. And I just don't see... I don't see a lot of people that really connect with the sequels. I don't see a lot of fans that came to Star Wars via the sequels and stuck around. I'm sure they are out there in some ways, but it didn't accomplish what it accomplished. Like the prequels, even though they were maligned, especially the first one, they succeeded in bringing a new generation into it. A lot of people my age that love Star Wars That love was born from the prequels, not even really the OT. And the experience of going to see these prequel movies every couple of years and buying all the stuff and engaging in the brand at that level, that's what really made it successful. I just don't think that happened for the sequels, not the way that it happened with the prequels. So, I mean, maybe Skeleton Crew begins to set that right and becomes like a... Because, like, I think the best case scenario, right, is this is a huge hit. And people are like, dude, that new Skeleton Crew show is actually awesome, and you should watch it with your son or daughter. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, that's kind of what I think. And I see some of you guys like, so, you know, RG says, I see that crowd all the time. I'm sure anecdotally those people exist. Like, they have to, right? They have to exist. The point I'm making, and this is just bared out in, like, big data, which it's like, you can't deny big data. I mean, you just can't. If all of the shows are getting lower viewership numbers, if the merchandising numbers are down, it is just undeniable that it didn't work and that it didn't connect with the younger audiences. I think a lot of younger audiences right now, like it's pretty simple. Like just go into the toy department or just go into the young adult section of stores and just look at what's there. And to me, I think like a lot more anime stuff, like somewhat like Lego and like Nerf gun, you know, have done well. Do you see how small the Star Wars section is when you go into the toy aisle? You know what I mean? I think a lot more kids are excited about anime. Yeah. But maybe this could begin to turn it around. I would hope so. I would like it. I do like John Watts a lot. This will also be like kind of an interesting test because this is a Mando spinoff. And out of all the Mando spinoffs that we've had, I mean, I think Ahsoka's probably the most successful one, right? Although I don't know, Boba Fett got numbers. Like Boba Fett did numbers. That's the thing. A lot of us look back at it and we're like, but it did numbers. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Final prediction? New year, new me. I think Skeleton Crew is going to be dope as hell. People are going to be really excited about it. And we're going to have an incredible year for Star Wars. Let's go! What about Outlaws? I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how Outlaws goes. Okay. So that's my really long-winded, crazy take on all of the stuff that we have going on. You forgot the Penguin show for DC? The Penguin show. The Penguin show. I'm sure it'll be good and people will like it. I don't see it getting very big viewership numbers. That's the way I'll say it. Josh, you better not talk shot about it. Wait, what? It looks interesting? Look, the Penguin show looks interesting? Really? For a second, I thought you meant a show about penguins. I would watch that over the Penguin show. You forgot Tales of the Jedi? Is Tales of the Jedi supposed to come out next year? Is that confirmed? I don't even think I've heard that. Tales of the Jedi. It's supposed to come out? What? Yeah, I haven't heard that. I don't think that's true, guys. I'll check, but I don't think that's true. I talked to some people about what's coming out next year for Star Wars, and that was not mentioned. It is true? No, it's not. I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Where did it come from? What's the source? The official 2024 slate confirmed it? No fucking way. Tales of the Jedi Season 2. Season 2 was announced, Celebration 2023, set to release on 2024 on Disney+. Wow. Okay, so it is supposed to come out. I'm pretty sure it was moved off of that slate, though. Release date rumor. Guys, I don't think it's coming out next year. Although it could. I would put it at the end of 2024. Okay, so apparently they did say it was going to come out in 2024, but I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. I don't think it's coming out. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, so there's some mixed reporting on this. So I see what you guys are saying, because apparently in December, Star Wars Newsnet kind of reported both. Reported that it was out, but then reported it was in. Yeah, I maybe. That'd be cool. I wouldn't be mad at that. Could be fun. Josh doesn't believe he is wrong. I mean, I don't really care about being wrong. I'm more or less like I just don't think it's going to come out. Like, could it come out? Absolutely. But like, so it would depend on if it was already written and begin animation before Dave, kind of got his new gig, because I think right now, he's on Skeleton Crew. He's working on season 2 of Ahsoka, season 4 of Mando, his movie, and juggling a lot of stuff. So it's possible, like, if he already wrote it and it was already in development from the animation teams, that's possible. I've actually heard there could be a show about Rex, a sort of bridge show between Rebels and Bad Batch that might happen before, like, between those two. And I've heard that more than I've heard anybody talking about Tales of the Jedi. But again, it's possible that Tales of the Jedi stuff totally happened, and it was just something that was written a long time ago or something like that. Yeah, so it's possible. Still 2024, got to talk about it. Well, here's what I'll say about that. Tales of the Jedi is, like, amazing, and that first season was incredible. So if they get another season and it's that good, that would be really good. I would be very happy if we got a Tales. So that could be great. What are they going to do with Boba? I haven't heard anything about what they'll do with Boba. I would imagine, though, you're going to get more Boba. Maybe not a Boba season 2, but I would imagine you're going to get more Boba. I think Boba should be a part of the movie. Probably a part of Mando season 4. You still like the Ahsoka episodes? I love the Ahsoka episodes. I mean, Ahsoka as a show for me was really hit or miss. I ultimately really enjoyed it because I feel like when it was working, it was like some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen. The finale and episode 7 were pretty disappointing, and it started off too slow. So I really liked Ahsoka, but yeah, it's clearly a flawed show. I just don't see a path for Star Wars, Josh. The path for Star Wars is similar to the path for Marvel, where like they just need like banger after banger after banger. If I'm being honest with you, I have more faith that Marvel will be able to do that than Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is doing the Rey movie, okay? And I know, like, some of you guys like Rey. Like, some of you guys really like Rey, you know? But it's a bad idea to make a Rey movie, another Rey movie. Like, I don't really care if you disagree. There's no way you could convince me that given the infinite movies they could make, that making another Rey movie is a smart move. That's not a smart move. So, I mean, there's concerns there. I mean, as long as Kathy's there, there's just going to be a whole bunch of concerns. Anyways, I do think a lot of people have sort of shed their interest in Star Wars and they're just not going to accept Disney Star Wars. I guess for Star Wars' perspective, right? Here's, I think, the real question is Star Wars willing to just accept that a lot of fans that used to like their stuff are now so frustrated that they're not just going to not watch everything, but they're going to root against it and be very loud about it? And it's like, I think Star Wars just has to decide, like, are we okay with that? And are we just going to move ahead and do our thing? Or, like, should we try to get that? Should we try to change that? You know? And I think that Marvel has an opportunity to just deliver some awesome content, to do some really cool stuff, and to get us to really care about characters. Star Wars, man. I think if you like, honestly, and I know this might sound crazy, but like, I just think if you took the Rey movie off of that slate, you're actually talking about something that could work, right? Because you have a buildup over the next couple of years of shows, and then you do the Filoni movie. So it's like, almost either way, like, no matter how you slice it, yeah, there's some Filoni retractors, and there's some people that aren't going to like it, but I think people would still sort of follow along and get excited about the next thing and the progressive story and then the movie, right? But like, throwing that Rey movie in there is so weird because it's like you get excited about the build-up to Thrawn and, you know, all of that. And for some people, right, they just can't get over the fact that it ends with Rey Skywalker. And like, making the movie, the Rey movie, is like, it's like making it 100% the case that they cannot forget that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you went ahead of Rey, if you went into the future, if you went far ahead and you announced a new trilogy that's beyond it or something, new characters, completely new trilogy, I think you at least then have, oh, the story's moving forward, the lore's moving forward, like, I can fuck with that stuff. But so long as you're like, oh, we're going to do Rey again, like, it's just horrible. It's going to be horrible. The conversation's going to be horrible. It's going to be a horrible time. The movie could be great, but there's just no way around it. It's going to be a horrible buildup. So, like, basically, Lucasfilm has decided we're going to accept a horrible buildup, a horrible couple of years for our fans, and we're just going to say that it's the toxic fans' fault. Like, that's basically what they're kind of determined to do. I don't think that's what Marvel's doing. I mean, Marvel is like, literally, they've been changing things. They're trying to change things. They want to change it. So yeah, I think Star Wars can do it, but I think the Rey movie is a huge obstacle for them, you know, and I still don't fully understand why they're choosing to go that way. But anyway, that's kind of the breakdown. Is there anything I missed, guys? Because I want to get into Q&A and then we got to get out of here. We're almost at 3 hours. It's been a long stream. Is there anything else we want to go over? Or should we just get into Q&A? Shall we Q&A it? I'm the toxic fan holding down for real Star Wars to return, as is your prerogative. I'm just going to collect the 80s and 70s Star Wars toys. I hear you there. I did hear a couple of good rumors for Ahsoka Season 3 retcons. Oh, yeah? That's interesting. Where'd you hear it? Reliable source? Andor Season 2, luckily, Andor Season 2 is not coming out this year. It's coming out next year. So, lucky for us. What cameos do you think could be pop up in Deadpool 3? Oh, dude, there's so many. It's a huge list. Huge list, man. Huge list of cameos. So it should be good. Are they still making a Mando movie? No. Well, not season 4. There might be a movie, but it's not going to be season 4. So the One Piece remake, I mean, the One Piece remake, they're basically just going back and doing like sharper animation for like the Deep Blue arc, right? And some of the early stuff. That'd be pretty chill. That'd be pretty chill. All right, guys, let's get into the Q&A here. Toxic, first in today, said, Happy New Year, bro. Big year coming. I know it. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I do think it's going to be a big year. I actually am feeling really good. I'm feeling really positive. New year, new me. Let's go. Haunted Autumn says, 2024, the year we find out about that guy that was in the Amazon with my mother when she was researching spiders just before she died. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. Mandalore says, looking forward to Angry Bald Man 2024. Let's go. Good one. Lord Baratheon says, what CMB film do you think you'll like most this year? Deadpool 3. 100% Deadpool 3. Absolutely going to be Deadpool 3, and I'm excited. John Johnston with a $10 hello, very generous, man, says, Happy New Year's, Nerd Avengers. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Happy New Year to you all. Al Patrickson with a 10 spot, very generous, says, you must give Echo a fair chance, Josh, as the success of both it and Deadpool 3 in terms of reviews, viewership, and box office may guarantee more R-rated TVMA MCU tales like Thunderbolts per Alex Perez. Yeah, I hear you on that. I'm going to give it a fair shot. I'm going to give it a fair shot, guys, okay? Jeez. Jose says, Happy New Year, Nerd Avengers. I have a feeling 2024 is going to be rage-inducing. I mean, maybe a little bit, but that's why, I mean, why do we fall down, Master Bruce? To learn to pick ourselves back up, man. We're going to be so fortified, so strong, so awesome. We're going to be so dope by the end of this year. It doesn't matter. No matter how bad the things are bad, going to be bad. Vagabond of Light says, at my New Year's Eve party, my brother was like, I thought you said Rebel Moon would be good. Smack my head. I had to tell him the extended cut is coming. LOL. Yeah, I haven't been talking about Rebel Moon too much publicly. It was a bit of a disappointment for me. So we'll just leave it at that. Mariana says, Happy New Year's, Josh. Here's to more predictions and leaks. Can't wait for Tales of the Jedi Season 2 and Skeleton Crew. Take my money. That's cool. I'm glad you're excited for that. I'm a little iffy on Skeleton Crew. Tales, though, I'm all about it. And if it comes out next year, like I said it will, I'll be really excited. J Mike Gaming says, hey, y'all, my 25th birthday today. Yo, let's get some happy birthdays in the chat for J Mike Gaming. And I couldn't be happier to spend part of it with y'all. Happy New Year's, Josh. Let's nerd venge this year, baby. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Happy birthday to you. Nuck and Futz says, 30 months. I know the writer/actor strike fucked things up, but what's the word on Beyond the Spider-Verse? Nerd Vengers for life. Unity. Much love, Josh. I think the truth is the Spider-Verse thing is years away. I think the Spider-Verse, I think it's going to be years away, unfortunately. But, hey, maybe they'll streamline it, rather. Jamming with Joey says, the multiverse tree from Loki is in the What If finale. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why I want to watch it, right? But I'm also like, I mean, is it just like there? Does it mean anything? Like, I'm looking for meaning. Like, chat, just tell me. Like, does it have a clear-cut meaning? Or is it just like, hey, there's the tree. Like, does it matter? Oh, it matters? That's good. Loki will return? I mean, yeah. That's the cliffhanger? Oh, okay. What If was amazing. I'm glad you like it. What do you think of James Gunn saying MCU and DCU will cross over in the future? I mean, I think it would be fun. I think it could happen, yeah. Okay. Lavery says, what do you think of Iron Lad to replace Kang? That would be okay as long as, I'm going to just put this out there, okay? I'm going to put this out there into the universe. As long as they don't make Ironheart the actual 616 Kang variant, I'm good. So as long as they don't just say, hey, Ironheart is around, let's make her the actual Kang variant. As long as they don't do that, I'm cool with it. Ruin, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Lucas C, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers. Gillette Production says, most hype show is Creature Commandos. No, it isn't. Lavery Adams says, much love. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Al Patrickson says, one more thing on Echo, Josh. Considering it has the writers... Oh, yes, we talked about that. It is wild that you've got people of that pedigree, and yet I've heard it's gloobily, goobly, goobly, gob. But, fair point, sir. Elijah says, the whole Infinity Saga was... the question was, will Thanos win? It's been 5 years, and I have no idea what the question is now. What are we doing? We're in a holding pattern until shit starts to matter. That's what it is. Appreciate you, brother. Jedi Jen says, new year, new badge. If Keanu is an acolyte, I may cry. Let's go! Onward to the continued nerdy goodness in 2024. Hell yeah. No, I agree with you. XA says, Star Wars is deader than Marvel. Sadly. I mean, that is technically true, but I do think they could both turn it around. New year, new me. Let's be positive. Show. Big Cat says, Den of Goats. Appreciate all the entertainment in 2023. Here's to 2024. Much love, brother. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Corsko Travin says, a lot of people want Star Wars to go deep in the future. However, Star Wars is a family space soap opera. Can Star Wars work without the Skywalkers? I mean, that kind of is... the question of our day and age, right? And I am not sure. Yo, where's that $50 super chat? I literally don't see it in here. All right, let me try to refresh this. I'm trying to like read my man's question. Oh, here it is. Wow, that's crazy. Just didn't pop up. Fahad says, Josh, why can't we just reboot the entire MCU and go the route Gunn took with the DCU? My theory is that the MCU will indeed reboot after Deadpool 3, just like superhero fatigue. I also have a feeling we are all tired of all the nostalgia bait. Thoughts? Well, first of all, I really appreciate that. It's an incredible super chat, so thank you. I think you will get a reboot post-Secret Wars. But I think what's more important than the reboot is that we focus on certain characters and we actually just like go through stories with them. So like they introduced like a bajillion characters and none of their stories are being pushed forward. So it's just like, who cares? In the Infinity Saga, everything pushed everything forward. And there was a long stretch where you're essentially going through all of those stories with the same groups of characters, and you're watching them all interact and getting to know them better, getting to know their weaknesses, their strengths, all this stuff, right? That's a big thing they need to focus on and fix, and that doesn't have to do with the reboot, but you do like have to commit to that. Where it is, they're going to, but like they need to execute. Like it just can't be the case that like we haven't seen Sam Wilson once since Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Is he Captain America or not? Is that a big deal or not? Like, there's no, like, what the fuck? Like, so that I think is a huge problem. The reboot is supposed to fix some of the baggage, so you won't need to watch everything to kind of get it, but it's also a soft reboot, so I don't even know if that, like, fully fixes that problem. I think Marvel needs to actually just have characters in a singular story and move the story forward. They also need to go for it. Like, the Marvels should have been about what the post-credit scene was about. They need to quit fooling around and give us the dope shit. And I think they might. So I think there's a lot of ways for Marvel to turn it around. They have like a plethora of good ideas, so many brilliant characters, and so many ways that they could turn it around. Star Wars just doesn't have that. Not in the same way. So it's a little bit of a different problem, but and the last thing I'll say to that point, Fahad, is that the DCU could help Marvel. If the DCU comes out and is very good and feels connected and feels like a real universe and actually is great, that will help the MCU. It could take the opposite approach of fatigue, so it could make us feel good about that, right? It give us that good feeling. And then we go back to Marvel and we're like, oh shit, like this is starting to feel a little bit more like that. What you're saying, what I'm saying, what we're all saying is we want it to feel like it did in the Infinity Saga. The question is, how do we get back to that? How do we go from where we're at to the Infinity Saga feeling? That's a complicated answer. I think there's multiple ways they could do it. And I think they are trying to figure that out right now. Like they are trying to figure that out right now. Powder with a $20 holla, very generous, man, says, hey, Josh, sorry I've been missing the live chats. I've been stuck underground for weeks now. Nerd Visions for Life, dog. Unite. Side note, every time I think of John Boyega as Kang, I imagine him running around yelling Kang. That's interesting. Are you going to elaborate at all about being stuck underground? Like, what does that mean, bro? Like, what? What the what? Appreciate you, though. That's very generous. And then Lavery says, thanks for that Ironheart caveat. I didn't see that shit coming. Boom. There you go. We definitely don't trust Disney at this moment in time. No, we don't. And that's an earned reputation. He's a coal miner? Oh, shit. Okay. I got some coal miners in my family. They usually still come up from ground, though. Occasionally. React to the Young Jedi Adventures. I will, but we're almost at 3 hours today, so I'm going to call it there. We will have a Nerd Adventure stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Maybe we'll watch it there. So if you remember, come on by tomorrow. We're going to go for like 2 or 3 hours tomorrow as well. I want to really hang out and do some fun stuff with the members. So look out for that. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Wait a minute. The homie gave me another 20 and said, yeah, dude, I work in a potash mine. I'm a scaffolder, actually. Holy shit. That's wild as hell. Well, welcome back above ground, I guess. And thanks, man. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. Bye. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? You know, that was a good one, but I gotta admit, the beginning of the stream was a real test where I was like, oh man, I'm gonna just shut this shit off. I'm fucking over it. Fucking camera dies right at the beginning of the goddamn shit. I couldn't even get Twitch to work today. I was trying to get the what the fuck? But we made it. We made it. So thank you, and thank you for the love, the support. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the super chats, the member chats. Thank you for it all. Yeah. That was a good one, huh? It's going to be a good 2024. I have a good feeling about it. We've got a lot of fun to have, for sure. Remember to open up your third eye and wash out your stinky, stinky butt.